Today we discuss sulfonamides, cotrimoxazole, and quinolones. Okay, these are all these are antibiotics. In the previous class, we have discussed the classes of sulfonamides. This is the structure. This is the structure of sulfonamide. You have to remember. In your examination, you have to put some figures, some structures that will emphasize your paper, and you will score more marks. Okay. If possible, you have to draw this structure of sulfonamide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your ortho position, meta position, and para position. In the benzene ring, 2 ortho position are there, 2 meta position, and 1 para position. At the para position, NH2 group is there, and at the one position of benzene ring, SO2 NH2. That's why sulfonamide. This is the amine. This is sulfonamide. This is the structure of sulfonamide. Chemistry, all sulfonamides may be considered to be derivatives of sulfanilamide, para-amino benzene. What is the name of this compound? Para-amino. At the para position, the amino group is there, and this is the benzene, and it is sulfonamide. SO2 NH2 is sulfonamide. Okay. Then we discuss different classes of sulfonamides. First one is short acting. That is 4 to 8 hours. The example is sulfadiazine. Short question from your semester and also from the GPAT question. Short acting means, what are the example of short acting? Sulfonamide, sulfadiazine, and other examples are also there. Sulfadiazine and other. And the duration of action is 4 to 8 hours for short acting. Okay. Short acting, then intermediate acting, the duration of action 4 to 12 hours. This is most important. Sulfamethoxazole. Every time from this question arises. Intermediate acting sulfonamides. Give the example of intermediate acting sulfonamide. That is sulfamethoxazole. Sulfamethoxazole. Then long acting. Long acting means the duration of action is near about 7 days. Okay. And the example is sulfadoxine. Sulfamethopyrazine. Then number 4, special purpose sulfonamide, sulfacetamide, mefenide, silver sulfadiazine, sulfasalazine. These sulfonamides are used for special purpose, for this special type of treatment. Okay. Then antibacterial spectrum. These sulfonamides are primarily bacteriostatic. They are bacteriostatic. 2 type of action. One is bacteriostatic and another is bactericidal. Bacteriostatic means it will inhibit the growth. Bactericidal means it will kill the bacteria. Okay. Primarily, the sulfonamides are bacteriostatic against many gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Okay. Then these are acting against this type of bacteria. Okay. Vibrio cholera, and Staphylococcus aureus, gonococci, meningococci, pneumococci, Escherichia coli. All these bacteria are killed by these sulfonamides. Okay. Then the mechanism of action. You have to write the mechanism of action. You get full mark, 5 out of 5. If you correctly, you can write the mechanism of action, you will get mathematics like mark. जमी मैथमेटिक्स 5 ରୁ 5 6 माने आंसर ठीक तो मार्क पूरा फुल. So if you write correctly the mechanism of action, no one can reduce your mark. Okay. What is the mechanism of action of sulfonamides? Many bacteria synthesize their own folic acid. Folic acid. I have told folic acid are essential for the formation of RBC. Both folic acid and vitamin B12. In the deficiency of these two vitamins, megaloblastic anemia occurs. I have told you before. Okay. Many bacteria synthesize their own folic acid, of which para-aminobenzoic acid is a constituent. Okay. But other bacteria that cannot synthesize their folic acid, that's why folic acid is not formed and a number of essential metabolic reactions suffer. Okay. Being structural analogs of PABA. PABA means para-aminobenzoic acid. What is the full form of PABA? Para-aminobenzoic acid. This is the benzene ring. Okay. NH2 group. NH2 here COOH. This is the structure of PABA. Para-aminobenzoic acid. PABA. Okay. And what is the structure of sulfonamides? Now we have studied NH2 group is there at the para position, and here SO2 NH2, SO2 and H2. These are the structural analogs with each other. Structural similarity is there. Okay. That's why being structural analogs of PABA, that will inhibit the bacterial folate synthesis. Okay. Instead of PABA, the sulfonamide will attach. Instead of PABA, for the synthesis of folic acid, the sulfonamide get attached in place of para-aminobenzoic acid. That's why the folic acid cannot be synthesized properly. Okay, this is the mechanism of action. Folic acid is not formed and a number of essential metabolic reactions suffer. Sulfonamides competitively inhibit the union of PABA with pyridine residue to form dihydrofolic acid. Okay, in case of PABA, the sulfonamides attached and there is a wrong mechanistic way. Okay, what happens? Sulfonamides competitively inhibits. Competitively means there is a competition between PABA and sulfonamides, being structural similarities. Okay. Sulfonamide competitively inhibit the union of PABA with pyridine residue to form dihydrofolic acid, which conjugates with glutamic acid to produce dihydrofolic acid. Also being chemically similar to PABA. Sulfonamide may itself get incorporated to form an altered folate which is metabolically injurious. The bacteria will synthesize. The bacteria wants to synthesize the folic acid. That is essential for its growth. But in case of folic acid, metabolic injurious substances will be created due to the attachment of sulfonamide in the place of para-aminobenzoic acid. This is the mechanism. Okay. Then resistance to sulfonamides. Resistance. Most bacteria are capable of developing resistance to sulfonamides. Prominent among these are Gonococcus, Pneumococcus, Staphylococcus aureus, Meningococci, E. coli, Shigella. They will create resistance because they can synthesize their own folic acid. They are not obtaining the folic acid from its medium, on any type of medium. They can synthesize their own folic acid. That's why they will create resistance. After many times, we will if we are using continuously antibiotics, that will create resistance. That will create resistance. What is the meaning of resistance? Can you tell? It cannot work properly in our body. It will create resistance. Likewise, the bacteria will not die by the use of this type of antibiotic. That is known as resistance. Okay. And anti-diabetic medicines, alcohols, dependence producing drug. This is your sulfonamides. Then you have to write the adverse effects. What are the different adverse effects? What type of question arises in your examination? Write the adverse effect, mechanism of action, uses, side effects. According to the question, you have to make answer. Okay. If there is a question, what is this adverse effect of sulfonamides? You write these things: nausea, vomiting, and epigastric pain. Upper part of the GIT, upper part of the GIT infection, that is known as now pain. Upper part of the GIT pain is known as epigastric pain. Nausea, vomiting. Okay. Hypersensitivity reactions means allergic reaction. Some sulfonamides also produce allergy. Okay, that is known as hypersensitivity reactions. Nausea, vomiting, hepatitis may causes. Okay, these are the different types of adverse effects. Then we discuss cotrimoxazole. What is cotrimoxazole? I have told in the previous class. Any one of you? The combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim, that is known as cotrimoxazole. Cotrimoxazole. There is no hyphen. Between cotrimoxazole. Is there any hyphen? It is a continuous word. Cotrimoxazole. Cotrimoxazole is the mixture of two antibiotics. One is sulfamethoxazole and another is trimethoprim. And what is the ratio? What is the ratio of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim? 5:1. This type of question minimum 5 times arises from your GPAT examination. What is the ratio of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim? That is 5:1. Okay. Cotrimoxazole. The fixed dose combination of trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole is called cotrimoxazole. Trimethoprim is a diaminopyrimidine. What is the structure of pyrimidine? This is the structure of pyrimidine. Heterocyclic ring structure? Yes. 2 nitrogen. Diamino means one NH2 group is there and here another NH2 group is there. Diaminopyrimidine. Okay. Diaminopyrimidine. Trimethoprim is a diaminopyrimidine related to the antimalarial drug pyrimethamine, which selectively inhibits the bacterial dihydrofolate reductase. At last, ASE is there. Definitely it is an enzyme. Okay. Cotrimoxazole introduced in 1969. Here the ratio of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim is 5:1. 5:1. Okay. Why there is 5:1? Why the ratio is 5:1? What is the causes behind it? Trimethoprim adequately crosses the blood-brain barrier. Okay. The trimethoprim is 1 part, sulfamethoxazole is 5 part. Sulfamethoxazole is to trimethoprim is equal to 5:1. Okay. The amount of sulfamethoxazole is 5 times, then the 5 times of trimethoprim. Okay. Why? What is the causes behind it? Trimethoprim adequately crosses the blood-brain barrier. The barrier crossing capacity of trimethoprim is adequate. Okay. While sulfamethoxazole has a 4 entry. That's why the concentration will be more, 5 times more. Okay. Moreover, trimethoprim is more rapidly absorbed than sulfamethoxazole. The trimethoprim is more rapidly absorbed. That's why the concentration will be reduced to 1/5 of sulfamethoxazole. Okay. And trimethoprim is 40% plasma protein bound, whereas sulfamethoxazole has 65% plasma protein bound. These are the reasons behind why the ratio is 5:1, sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. Okay. Then spectrum of action, antibacterial spectra of trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole overlap considerably. Additional organisms covered by the combination are, if we use individually only sulfamethoxazole and only trimethoprim, these are the advantages. These additional bacteria can be died by the use of combination of both sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. That's why it is a synergistic combination of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim in the ratio 5:1. What are the additional bacteria that has been killed by co-trimoxazole? Salmonella typhoid. Okay. इनके Salmonella typhi, Serratia, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, Yersinia, Enterocolitica. These are the additional bacteria that has been killed by the use of co-trimoxazole. Resistance also developed by bacteria. Bacteria are capable of acquiring resistance to trimethoprim mostly through plasmid mediated acquisition of DHERASE. This is an enzyme. By this enzyme, the bacteria produce their own enzyme, and this enzyme degrade the antibiotics. Okay. By this mechanism, they will create resistance against different type of antibiotics. Then adverse effects of co-trimoxazole. Are you all understand? Nausea, vomiting तो जानते हो? If you do not know anything, nausea and vomiting you know. At least you write nausea and vomiting. Okay. लिखियो कि नहीं? Nausea and vomiting, stomatitis, headache, rashes. Then folate deficiency. Folate deficiency will be there. You should write this. सब nausea and vomiting लिखले मार्क पाइबे. This type of adverse. तुम्हारा folate deficiency is there. If there is deficiency of folate or folic acid, then anemia, megaloblastic anemia. Okay. Co-trimoxazole should not be given during pregnancy. At the time of pregnancy, co-trimoxazole cannot be given. Trimethoprim being an antifolate, there is theoretical teratogenic risk. There is it will be a risk factor to the fetus. Okay, at the time of pregnancy. Neonatal hemolysis. Hemolysis means breakdown. Neonatal hemolysis and globinemia can occur if it is given. Then patient with renal disease may develop uremia. Then high incidence of fever, rash, bone marrow, hypoplasia has been reported. The elderly are also at greater risk of bone marrow toxicity with cotrimoxazole. If we administer elderly patients, it will produce greater risk of bone marrow toxicity. Then diuretics given with cotrimoxazole have produced a higher incidence of thrombocytopenia. What is the meaning of thrombocytopenia? Anyone? Penia means less in the number. Thrombocytes. Less in the number of thrombocytes is known as thrombocytopenia. Okay. Then what are the different uses? What are the different uses of cotrimoxazole? The one first use is urinary tract infection. Urinary tract infection. Most acute uncomplicated infections respond rapidly. Single dose therapy with 4 tablets of cotrimoxazole has been used successfully for acute urinary tract infection. Then respiratory tract infection. Both upper and lower respiratory tract infection include. If you cannot explain only headings and slightly you have to explain. Whatever there is books, you do not remember it properly, but use some extent you have to explain it. Okay? Respiratory tract infection, bacterial diarrhea and dysentery. Cotrimoxazole may be used for severe and invasive infection by E. coli. E. coli. E. coli is the additional bacteria that has been killed by the mixture of sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim. That is cotrimoxazole. Then pneumocystis. Okay, these are the different uses of cotrimoxazole. Typhoid can be cured. Okay, this is due to Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi is the bacteria that has been killed. Okay. Then cotrimoxazole is an alternative to penicillin. It is very important. Cotrimoxazole is an alternative to penicillin. Penicillin are producing hypersensitivity reactions to some individuals. In that case, the cotrimoxazole has been used. Next one is quinolones. Quinolones. This is the structure of quinolone. This is fluoroquinolone and this is quinolone. The quinoline ring is there. This is the quinoline ring. The central structure. This is the nalidixic acid is the example of quinolone, and ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, norfloxacin, all are belongs to fluoroquinolone antibiotics. Here at the 6th position the fluorine atom is there. In ciprofloxacin, why you are making sound? Why you are making sound? At the 6th position. At the 6th position of the quinoline ring, the fluorine atom is there. And that's why it is known as fluoroquinolone. Fluoroquinolone. And the examples are ciprofloxacin, norfloxacin, ofloxacin. All are the examples of fluoroquinolone antibiotic. And the quinolone antibiotic is nalidixic acid. Here at the 6th position the fluorine atom is not there. That's why it is quinolone. It contains the central ring structure. The quinoline ring is there. Okay. The first member or the example of quinolone antibiotic is nalidixic acid. It is active against gram-negative bacteria. In the GPAT examination, certain type of antibiotic. This antibiotic is active against which bacteria? Gram-positive or gram-negative or both gram-positive and gram-negative. You have to give emphasis on that area. Okay? It is active against gram-negative bacteria. The quinolone antibiotic is active against gram-negative bacteria, especially E. coli, Klebsiella, Enterobacter. These are the gram-negative. These are the example of gram-negative bacteria. Okay. Adverse, relatively infrequent, consist of gastrointestinal upset and rashes. The most important toxicity is neurological, headache, drowsiness, vertigo, visual disturbances, occasionally seizures, especially in the children. This is the most important toxicity of quinolone antibiotic. That is neurological toxicity. Headache, drowsiness, vertigo, visual disturbances, occasionally seizures. Seizures means epilepsy or convulsion. Then phototoxicity is rare. Individuals with G6PD deficiency. What is G6PD? Glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme. The individual which are deficiency of this enzyme may develop hemolysis. Hemolysis with the use of nalidixic acid. Okay. Then what are the uses? Nalidixic acid is primarily used as a urinary antiseptic, generally as a second-line drug in current cases or in the basis of sensitivity reports. Okay, it has been employed in diarrhea caused by Proteus, E. coli, Shigella, Salmonella. These are the different uses of nalidixic acid. Then we discuss fluoroquinolones. Fluoroquinolones. It is an important antibiotic. These are quinolone antimicrobials having one or more fluorine substituents. At the 6th position of the quinoline ring, the fluorine atom is there. That's why it is known as fluoroquinolones. The first generation fluoroquinolones introduced. Then the first generation fluoroquinolones, then second generation fluoroquinolones. Okay, the examples of first generation fluoroquinolones are ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, norfloxacin. These are belongs to first generation fluoroquinolone. Then second generation fluoroquinolones, levofloxacin, okay, gemifloxacin. These are second generation fluoroquinolones. Mechanism of action: the fluoroquine inhibit the enzyme bacterial DNA gyrase. Okay. This question arises 5 times in the GPAT examination. Okay. Fluoroquinolone inhibit the enzyme bacterial DNA gyrase. Only this sentence is to be. You have to write the fluoroquinolone inhibit the bacterial enzyme DNA gyrase. DNA gyrase is the enzyme. This enzyme was inhibited by fluoroquinolones. Okay. Which nicks double stranded DNA. Nicks means discontinuation of the DNA strand. Okay. Many descriptions are there. Then the examples are ciprofloxacin. Ciprofloxacin is the prototype. It is the first fluoroquinolone antibiotic. It is the first fluoroquinolone. The first discovered of a category is known as prototype. Okay, that's why the first fluoroquinolone antibiotic is the ciprofloxacin. It is the most potent first generation fluoroquinolone active against broad range of bacteria. The most susceptible ones are aerobic gram-negative bacilli. Okay, all the gram-negative types of bacteria, gram-negative bacteria are killed by quinolones and fluoroquinolones. It is the most important points to the examination point of view. Gram-negative bacteria are killed by quinolone and fluoroquinolone. Every time question arises. Okay? And the MIC, minimum inhibitory concentration. MIC, what is the full form? Minimum inhibitory concentration. What are you doing? You are not listening. In the process of listening, 50% you can get. The 50% preparation, if you listen carefully, 50% preparation for your examination is there, but you are not listening. Ciprofloxacin, it is a prototype. The minimum inhibitory concentration is that is usually greater is smaller than 0.1 microgram per ml. Okay, gram positive bacteria are inhibited at relatively higher concentrations. Primarily, the gram negative bacteria are killed, but if we make more concentration of the quinolone and fluoroquinolone, then we are possible to kill the gram positive bacteria also. Okay, it is not a broad spectrum; it is a narrow spectrum. In ordinary concentration, it is primarily narrow spectrum because only gram negative bacteria are killed. If we increase the concentration, then only the gram positive bacteria are killed. Okay. Then highly susceptible. One is susceptible and another term is known as resistance. Susceptible means they are killed. They are killed by this quinolone and fluoroquinolone antibiotic. Which type of bacteria are killed? They are under susceptible. Okay, so E. coli, K. pneumonia, Enterobacter, Salmonella typhi. Okay, these are highly susceptible, means they are preferentially killed by fluoroquinolone type of antibiotic, ciprofloxacin, norfloxacin, etc. Okay, then moderately susceptible. Okay, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Brucella, Staphylococcus aureus. These are the moderately susceptible bacteria killed by fluoroquinolone antibiotics. Okay. Then adverse effects. Ciprofloxacin has good safety record, and other adverse effects are gastrointestinal nausea, vomiting, bad taste. Anorexia means, what is the meaning of anorexia? Loss of appetite. Bhukho no lagi. Okay, anorexia. Because good anaerobes are not affected, diarrhea is infrequent. CNS on the central nervous system, what type of adverse effect is there? Dizziness, headache, restlessness, anxiety, insomnia, impairment of concentration. Okay, these are CNS related adverse effects. Then skin hypersensitivity, rash, photosensitivity, urticaria, swelling of lips, serious cutaneous reactions are also included. Okay. Then uses of fluoroquinolone antibiotic, that is known as ciprofloxacin. What are the different uses? Cipro is effective in a broad range of infections. Okay. The first one is urinary tract infection. High cure rates. This term you have to write. High cure rates is a very important sentence for pharmacology. Okay. Each subject has its own language. Each subject. Okay. Each important subject. Pharmacochemistry, pharmacology, the chemistry itself, the physics has its own language. If you go through vividly or point to point, you are understanding